Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, the current progress of the arc reactor is still underway because, oh my god, it takes so many arc reactor it takes so many arc reactor components that it's just ridiculous. But it's nearly done. We've currently got, I think, how many? I think we've just got one, yeah? Yeah. We've just got one arc reactor doing the business, which is going to be a bit slow. So, yeah. Let's change that for a second. Let's get all of them working on arc reactor components for now. I'll change that over when we actually need to do things. But now you should start building 4 times as fast, which is still not quick enough. And because it's not quick enough to build the components that we need, today we are going to be building a production facility. Because why the hell not? So first of all, we need to decide where we want to place it. Now we could mine into the asteroid and place it in there, or we could place it back behind the wall at the other end of the shipyard, which still runs on hardly any power. But I decided, well, since if we were to make the entire asteroid our base, wouldn't it be better and look cooler if we just had everything sprawl along the outside? Yeah, I know it's not going to be completely secure, but at least it looks nice, according to me anyway. Right. First thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get some steel and then decide where we're going to place it. And my idea is we're going to place it down in this, down here, right? We're going to place our production facility, well, one of our production facilities down in this kind of area over here, because it's going to look nice, hopefully. So first things first, we need to build a way to get over there, and in order to do that, we're going to go round the back of this building here, which we still have to colour properly. Give me a second. You're the right colour, you the right colour. There we go. Yes. We're going to colour this properly. That was by accident. Never mind. Ugh. Give me a second. I want the dark green, except that that's not the dark green we use. We'll swap it over. There we go. Yes, that should work. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get regular vanilla grey, because that's how we do things unless we want to paint them, and we'll just create a 3 wide. Yeah, 3 wide should do. So we're going to go along here, and then we're going to take a approach like so until we're lined up here, which that should be. Okay, good. And then we go along, across, noting that I'm going to have to excavate part of the asteroid in order to do this properly, but that's easy to do. I'll do that later. Well, I'll do that off camera whilst I'm welding all of this stuff up. Do that. That goes along here. We need to increase this by 1 each time more. Yeah. Goes along like this, across to here. And then we want this to go into a kind of building over here that's going to be situated on top, and then we can have it overlooking the production facility. Right? So we can have the building go out here, and we can have it go out this way. Right? Make sure that that's there properly. And then it can go, I'll just place this up for now, move along this way, and be this kind of big. Wow. Kind of in the way there, aren't you? There. Right. So this is going to be the size of the control building. It's a bit big, but we can use it for other things if we want to. We'll probably connect it up to the platform, to that building later, but for now, this will work. So I'll be back in a second once I've excavated the area around and have welded up everything. Okay, with all of that welded, we now have a place from which to start building this lovely production facility. Now, first of all, we need to figure out the dimensions of the production facility we want. Now, I want to upgrade at a later point everything to advanced refineries. Lovely, lovely advanced refineries. And in order to do that, we're going to need to think about space. So an advanced refinery will take, if we disregard the ones on the front and back, will take a 4x4 area, 4x4x3-ish. So if we take that as it goes 4, then we probably want so we can fit 3 of these or 4 regular refineries in one space. Okay, so if we had, right, I may need to create some alloy plates so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let's go over here. Right. No, I want assembler. I want you to build me 10 alloy plate, please. If you wouldn't mind. Just so that I can get the point across. Yeah. Alloy plate, thank you. Okay, right. So, if we take this, for example, I'm just going to use this as an example of how this is going to work. It's not actually going to work like this. If we go down to here, say we've got refinery here, right? One. Make sure that there's room for another, so that's 1, 2, right, and then I'd have another one. Should be 3. Okay. So say this is the height that we want our refineries to go, noting that it will also be 3 along that way, so it's fine, right? What we can do is we can get, I probably want to switch over to a different one, don't I? Yes, I do. Let's get the refineries, regular and massive. So if we get a regular one, and we have it up like that, okay? That goes to the maximum height because of course we'll have modules on top. Okay, good. And then we do the same here. And then we do it again. And that gives us a total of, if we use 4 refineries, which can be exchanged in the same kind of space for 3, which is good. In fact, we're going to need to plan this so that I can do that properly. Say that we've done that, right? And then here is going to be a conveyor point. We then add a conveyor onto these locations where the conveyors would be. That's basically the plan. Right? Okay. So first of all, I need to plan out the dimensions of the area in which we're going to keep it, noting that I'm going to try and keep it open-topped, for now, at the very least. Right, let's go down here a bit. Let's try and excavate this properly. Right. We want to go down with armor blocks to about here once it decides to get rid of these. The stones that don't actually show on multiplayer, which are very annoying, makes it nearly impossible to build at any kind of speed. If we go down there, we start down here. Okay, so we want a total of 12 going up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this block here is currently the maximum, which is not what I want. I want this to go 1 lower. And then once I've got the dimensions of this place sorted out, we will then get into our construction ship and start excavating this area. Right. Good. Can I place you? No, I can't. I need to wait for a second. Anytime now, please. Any time now, please. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I need to dig more. Right, so if we do that, that gives us enough room to go up to here, which will be up to the top of this observation area, in which we can have catwalks going over and surveying the area. Good. Right, and then we want to see how deep we want to go. So if we want to fit one layer of refineries, and then we want to fit another layer of assemblers, that will give us, what, a total room of... Right. So you know how we did the thing for refineries? We're going to do the same for assemblers. Because again, I want to upgrade it to advanced assemblers later. So first assembler is too long, and will always be too long. Not too long, but 2 blocks long, yes. The advanced assembler, I think it doesn't have dimension where it can be too long, unless I stack them like this. Okay, so in the event that we do this, give me a second. Right, we're going to compare values. So, place down assembler. We see that the assembler has a multitude of connection points. It's got 4 connection points here and 4 connection points here. These are the connection points we're going to be using because we're just going to stack them along like, I don't want that, why aren't you oriented properly? We want them stacking along like this, right? However long we need to stack them. So this will take up a total value, get modules, speed modules because that's the only thing that they use. Say we get speed modules all the way along here. Right, they have a 3x3 pattern, right? Say we use assemblers. Assemblers also have a 3x3 pattern. Give me a second. No, not that. We want this. No, yes. Right, it also has a 3x3 pattern, but it wastes more space, which is annoying, but, well, there's not much that we can do to change that unless we start tessellating our assemblers, but that's going to be slightly painful because I will still miss space. So if we don't tessellate and keep it in exactly the same area, in the same area that takes up by a 3x3, 12x12 area, then we would have 4 lines of these things, and we want them 4 long, so it will be 2 assemblers, which gives us a total of, what, 4x4, 16, 32 assemblers? That seems pretty good, right? So, yes, if that works. However, we do miss out because there's well, there's going to be a 2x2 prism gap available for these regular assemblers, which we could fill if we tessellated them, but then again, tessellating them would be a nightmare. Because then after we've tessellated them, we need to change them out for advanced assemblers, and you get the point. The reason why I want to change them to advanced assemblers is first, advanced assemblers are much better, and second of all, it reduces the amount of production blocks in the base and therefore improves CPU usage. So that's what we want. Okay, with all that out of the way, say that we want the zone to end about here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want to go another 4 again. Noting that we can continue going backwards into here if we need more production facilities. Say we do that. We could have a production facility that is 8 width, which isn't much, but it's, yeah, that isn't much whatsoever. That's kind of bad. very thin production facility, but whatever. Yeah, so if we do that, say that we want to double this size, noting that we're probably not going to be able to use the production facility for its entirety for quite long, double this size to 16 down there. And then that should give us the space that we need. So we're building a zone that's 16 by 12 by 12. Okay. I'll be back in a second, possibly showing stages of construction. Yeah, I'll be back when we've got the zone sorted out and built. So it just occurs to me that we are currently under attack. I think it's dead, Jim. And also it's killing the sim speed. Yes. Let's... Null Corp, disable exterior turrets off. Excellent. There is a lot of debris here. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can gather, actually. Get into inertia disable inertia dampener so I can get to it. It's attempting to run away, as it usually is. Okay. Yeah, it's attempting to run away from me, which means I kind of want to kill its programmable block. Let's just tear it apart, actually. You are becoming quite the annoyance here, sir. Could you please stop moving? I really should have taken a ship to do this, but whatever. Just need to kill the programming block so that it stops doing this. Come on. It also doesn't help that the servers are lagging whilst doing this. I mean, I could latch onto it using using mag boots, but that's just going to be painful. Come on. If at the very least I can get rid of some of the gyros, this should help. Or at least disable power. There we go. Right. Just made a debris field, but whatever. I now should be able to grind this thing in peace. I should really be grabbing that, but whatever. Yeah, don't hit the thing. last section over there, and cleanup should get the rest. Actually, is there anything worthwhile on this place? No, there isn't. Okay, just grab the thrusters. Okay, yeah, we do have an Argentavis, which is going to send enemies at us, but we have two things: shields, guns. They should deal with everything. Right, I'll just put this stuff away and recharge, and we'll be back in a second. Right. Tom has arrived for some kind of nefarious means, but we've got this location sorted, or at least 3 of the walls. Well, 2 of the walls, 1 of the, well, the floor. We'll do the proper exterior once I've got... Yeah. So we'll deploy the exterior once we've got everything done so that I can actually take pictures, because otherwise it's just going to be a very dark interior. So, first of all, we have a conveyor access point here, which is from that pipeline down there. So, first things first, we need to get ourselves the refineries placed down. Now, if you remember from before, we know how to do this, which is pretty easy and useful. So, first of all, 1 refinery here, and we're going to flip this refinery over, and then place 1 here, and then do the same thing. So, this one should be at the bottom, and then this one should be here. There. Right? Good place to have some modules. Now we are only going to place 1 row of them for now, because I want to move over the stuff that we've got already over there over to here so that we can get this working. So with that, well, we need to weld them up first, but that's going to be painful. We've got a weapon platform. Which is about to glide. Yeah. Hopefully Tom will be able to stop the Argentavis from hitting us. He might die, but then again, it's a good weapons test. Anyway, with those refineries in place, the next thing that we want to do is we want to add the assemblers. And what we really want to do is the following. No. We don't want to do the following. Don't do the following. So, we basically have refineries. And then we have a area for assemblers. But what we need is we need a gap in the middle so that we can get this working. Right. Sorry, I'm having to manage other people's stuff as well. Okay, so in order to place this down, I'm going to need to build speed modules. So we want, with this thing, in total about 8 speed modules. No, 8 assemblers. Just what we're going to do. And then with that, we just want to place some assemblers. Doesn't matter which orientation it is, just make sure that it's horizontal. Oh. It's a shame that despawned. It has quite a lot of loot. Yes, so we have our 8 assemblers, which is double the number that we have before. Okay, right. Now, we just need to weld these up, and that's going to be painful as sin, because I do not really want to do this. But it's going to have to happen anyway. Right, let's get yield modules. Let's move the speed modules over to 9. The way that we want to do this is we want them going along like this, which means that we can go along and upgrade these when we need to, without having to destroy all of them. Because we're going to have a corridor down the center between each set, so that we have enough space in order to do this. These ones, on the other hand, they're just going to be simple as day, placing like these. And lastly, now we are going to need to use the welding ship to weld these things up, but that is taken as granted for now. Yeah, and then we just need to do the same here. Good, and go to number 8. Do this again. There we go. That should be that. That's 4 refineries, 8 assemblers, all fully modded. Last thing that we need to do is we need to set up the. And I'm going to want to manually do this because it's going to be much easier to do so. We want connectors, or rather conveyors. Yeah. Let's get some construction components, steel plate, motors. And I should have enough to build them. Right, coming out from here, we have one going upwards. In fact, we want a conveyor junction instead. Right, conveyor junction. No, this. Right. And then we want to go down to the next one, which is over here for no reason, because I hate myself. Yeah, give me a second. This should technically work. Because we want to keep it, you know, nice and orderly. One here, get the refinery. That should be along the correct path. Good. Look, I can't see if it's along the correct path if I can't actually see. Ugh, come on. This should be easier. Yeah, it is. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. And that should be in the correct location. Excellent. So we just need to place one here, and then we need to place one here. Okay. And then we just need conveyor tubes connecting these, and then we should be able to weld this up. Right, let's get some more conveyor construction components. Right, construction components, we need more of that, we need more of this, we need more of this. Oh, let's have a look. How is, yeah, I know it's going to be incomplete, whatever. Still got reactor components. How many do we have? 204, and we need more. Okay, it's going to be a while before we get that thing up and running. I possibly didn't put enough on the build queue, but oh well. Right, so that will be the primary access point, and then the second one will be here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place conveyor junctions along here, basically so that we can connect them. And then what we can do is get a corner variant, place them like so, so that they connect up to the conveyors. And then for extra assurance that this will work, we will then weld it up like this, but first of all we want to weld up the corners, don't we? Yes. And weld up this corner, and then I should be able to do it. Right, weld up this one, weld up the one down here, and then I should be able to weld the rest up when I need to. So we're not going to weld all of these up today because we do not have the resources. But there is a way that we can do this in an efficient manner without having to rely on welding ships. And that is, of course, my old friend, building a conveyor line to a welder. Right, so what we want to do is we want to turn the corner. And then we want to get welder. I'm going to get a base tier welder. I'm going to place it here, like so. Weld it up, noting construction components, larger to computer. Right, construction components, large steel tube, computer. Why do we have none? Oh, we have some. Okay. Do that. Weld this up. Access on. That should start welding things up. Hopefully that should be able to weld all of them because it's in reach, including the refinery. Is the refinery getting stuff? Yes, it is. There we go. Excellent. We now have two more refineries built. Noting that we're going to have to tear the others apart when we get to it, but this should be fine. And now that we've done that, I just want to weld up this guy. I need more interior plate. Aww. More interior plate is required. You must construct. You must utilize more interior plate. Right, place on here. Right, so you see that we've done that. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn this thing off because I don't want to kill myself. You make sure nothing inside, remove this, except that we want to deposit most of our current resources. Just so that we have room to make sure that we can do this. Right, we do that. We come over to here. We then bring this out twice. And then it is choice on which way we go. So for example, we can go down here and then place one here, except for the fact that it needs to rotate round. Weld this thing up. Except for the fact that you don't have a steel tubes, computers, or steel. Of course. Probably because I threw it away. Probably because I threw it away. If you would believe. Unless 8328. Okay, good, right. Sorry, I was thinking for a second that it will just completely get rid of them. Right, turning this on. Should start welding up a bit more. This is basically an easy way to weld things up. You stick a welder on the end of a conveyor. Using a welder that has a larger area of effect would be more preferable to one that doesn't. And that should help weld things up. I doubt it's going to weld. Oh no, it is going to weld. It's going to weld the assembler as well. Is it welding the top one? I guess so. Is it welding the back? Yes. Okay. Good. I have found the way to do this, which is brilliant. So we should be able to move all of our production facilities over here by now, which is excellent. Okay, and now I want to turn you off before I go kill myself. And then so that's 2. We need to go along a bit more to get 4. Why do I have so much resources here? I have no clue. Right. Don't need large steel tube. I do, however, need a bit more. No, not that much. A bit more of you, bit more of you, bit more of you, bit more of you. Right. And for some reason, I'm now full on my inventory. Of course I am. How am I full? I'm not. I don't have that much. Ugh. Right, that should be fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this like so, and then have conveyor tubes go along here, up to here properly, and then stick the welder back on again, weld up. And activate. Okay, so with that, we now have... Tom's complaining again. They aren't... He's complaining about his satellite constantly. Yeah, so... I'm going to continue building this production facility, or at least this first layer, and when we get to the point where we need more, I will extend and we will have tons and tons of production. That's kind of the goal of this, and then once we have enough, we'll properly sort this out. I'll probably do it within my free time, since it isn't vital towards Null Corp at all. I'll also take down the stuff that's here, shuffle the things around that are needed, such as this oxygen generator, the tank. I think that's it, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yeah. And then we will return in the next episode. Possible things that we will do. One of them is a teleporter room from that staircase. Another one is adding some more landing pads. Another one is this tower. There's a bunch of stuff, basically. But we'll see that in the next episode. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.